Wait for people to start showing up in here. Let's see what we got here. All right, we are looking good. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and get some music going here. I forgot to put my headphones on. So let's get that done. Still got a lot of a mess on my desk here I'm trying to clean up. So you can hear the stuff falling over. It's okay, I got a good portion here. I even adjusted and got my microphone set up here, so, oops. Tighten back up here. The screws got loose. Kind of like the screws in my head. Alright, here we go. Plug this in and we should be golden. Now, there we go. Hey, Gemma. All right, so let's get some tunes going here. And there we go. Nice. Just some chill music just to kind of kick back and say, it's all whatever. Thank you, sweetie. I'm going to keep this one off the adult restricted. We'll just talk normal. That way I'm not having people going, you're using adult language. And it's like, yeah, well, I'll keep that down to a dull roar. But yeah. Oh, man. What an interesting day. What an interesting day. I've had some really fascinating things going on where just watching the news and the stuff that goes on there, you really start to realize again how, as I said before last night, I was watching how some people really just have a problem with, they're very judgmental and they have a hard time dealing with reality. So they'll do name calling, things like that. I'm going to turn on a small fan here. Yeah, Mama and I love you too. That's a little bit much. Let me check my audio profile here. It's not too bad. Can you hear the fan at all? It's just warm in the house today. Move the microphone over a bit here. And just keep the air kind of blowing. Let's see if I can change the profile here. There, that should help some. I'm hoping I don't sound tinny at all. I'll check that out here in just a second. Can you hear the fan at all? It's just warm in the house today. Yeah, unfortunately, because I have no control over any of the thermostat here, I'm at the mercy of whatever the temperature is. There, that should help some. I'm hoping I don't sound tinny at all. Okay, good. Yeah, I was just listening to myself as well, and it sounds like it's pretty much clear for the most part, especially since I have some of the music playing in the background lately. That's a big deal for me. Just want to make it so that we're not having a lot of crap. You know, I hate having that ambient noise like hiss or echo. What a pain in the ass. So, yeah. So, hopefully other people will jump in tonight. I mean, it's a little bit late. You know, I don't expect anybody, you know, it's a Sunday night, Monday morning now. I don't think that everybody's going to be like, oh, God, let's jump on a stream now. You know, but it's whoever's up late night. You know, it's usually those people that need to talk the most that can't sleep on a Monday early morning. And they just want to sit there and shoot the breeze and, you know, get whatever's on their mind off of it. So, yeah. Other than that, yeah, the news today was a lot of judgmental things that are going on. I was very disappointed with some of it. And I wish people would just kind of relax, but you can't get people to let go. Again, as I said last night, some people are addicted to their pain. They really are addicted to their pain. They're so addicted to their pain that they will create situations at times just to get that back, because without it, that vacuum that they're not used to feeling, the pressure of that negative emotional situation, they're going to create stuff like that. You see it in the news all the time. It's just the politicians that are out there, they create stuff like this. And people just don't pay attention and realize that this is not real. This is something that they're making up. And you may have an emotional matter with it, and people, then get caught into that, and that's when you have all the drama and the divisiveness and everything else that's going on. Just adjust my cables here. Now that I got the microphone on the desk instead of up on the arm, I can actually sound a little bit better for what I'm doing. So, I just still wish I could get the audio quality of me turned up better. I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. Cross that bridge when we get there. But otherwise, yeah, so I had to put a lot of prayer into some stuff today, just trying to help, any way I can to try and get people to, try and find some peace. Nose is itching. Chat rate. The chat rate of the stream at most recently available time. Well, it's not accurate, but that's fine. I love how the studio section here, where you're monitoring the stream, you're actually monitoring the live portion of the stream where you're seeing the analytics and everything, concurrent viewers and whatnot. It's not accurate at all. It's the slowest response time I've ever seen on anything. I realize YouTube's huge and you got like thousands of streams going on at the same time. But you figure with the power of Google, with the way that they have machines, you'd figure that they'd be able to kind of give you a little bit more of a closer to real-time stat. Yeah, it's whatever. Oh, man. So I'm looking at my second monitor over here, because I got 4, as I said. I have OBS over to my right, and my stream one over here to my left, and the main stuff that I'm working on here in the front. So I'm just going to keep doing some stuff while I talk, but I figured if anybody wanted to just, shoot the breeze and listen to the music that I'm doing here. And we have a second viewer. Hello, second viewer, whoever you are. Glad to have you. But yeah, today was just weird. It was really weird how the news just, again, you hate to see the things that happen. People could, if they just chill out, things would be great, but what are you going to do? You got people who just want to start fights. So, it is what it is. Oh, God. Yeah, you'd hope. You would really hope. But again, it just depends upon what... I think that the part that really hurts the most is that when you try to get people to calm down and they're just so addicted to their pain, they're so addicted to a drama situation, because they're not used to having anything but that when you try to reach out and just try and love on somebody, they throw it back in your face that you're taking away their happiness. It's like, holy crap. I've seen that happen, and that's just, it's a lot of destructiveness to that. Self-destructiveness at that. But I can't fault them per se in the fact of how they're blinded by what it is that's there, but I can hold them to the point of saying, hey, I realize that you can't let go of this or that you can't see this, but really there is something here you need to take a look at. Just take a look at this and see what's going on here. Yeah, it's because that's all they're used to. That's why, as I said, some people are addicted to their pain. They don't know anything else, and to do anything different from what they already are doing is frightening to them. Absolutely just terrifying. Because what if things are going to be worse than what they already got? I've heard the dumbest thing that's ever been done up here was during voting times, people vote for the evil they know, not the evil they don't know. And I'm like, what kind of dumb thing is that? You're supposed to find the best candidate based off of what they can do and how they do what they do, not off of... Oh, God, that is so dumb. But this just goes to show that people that do that embrace ignorance, and they're afraid to learn anything else, because if they're held to that standard of knowing something else, then, well, oh no, can't do that. Can't do that at all. Again, they're so addicted to their pain. So addicted to their pain. So. Well, and that's separating your emotions from your thoughts. Your emotions... Oh, my nose is itching like crazy. Emotions and thoughts are tied together. And this was something I was taught a long time ago in my meditative practices. You have to... I'm going to turn that music down just a bit for you guys here. There, just a bit more there. Just a touch. When I was taught when I was doing meditation classes, emotions are the upheaval, the disturbance of the mind. Sanskrit word would be vritti. And the emotions are the clarion call, the flag, the light, the idiot light flashing on your dash saying, hey, check your oil and things like that. That is what emotions are. Emotions are a disturbance. They are not your feelings. Your feelings are different from emotions. Feelings are what allow you to know you have an emotion. Your feelings are the sense. It's like your fingers touch. That has a feeling. But your finger is not the feeling of this comb on the finger. So this is prickly, but your finger is not prickly. Your finger feels the prickliness of this thing. So your emotions are separate from your feelings. They're a response to what your thoughts are. Your thoughts are the thing that's actually making you feel the way you do. You have a value that you put on a certain thought. So when you actually allow your emotions to control you, instead of using that as the, hey, let's go back and take a look and see what I'm thinking, however, I don't like how I'm feeling here, so what are my thoughts? That's when we have people starting to, when people do that, that's when you have people who actually start sounding a little bit more sound-minded. People who can actually relax and enjoy their life a little bit more, because then they understand that I don't have to react to this thought. I don't have to think every thought is true either. So that's why that comes up, why you have had those problems. And we've talked about this before, is that the reason why you've had those issues where you're attached to certain things and you get emotional about it is because you put a value on that thought, and then it ultimately turns around into you feeling a certain way. You identify yourself with that feeling is who I am, when really it's not. It's completely fake. And then you get yourself into trouble. Whether it be yelling at somebody or you're having a crying fit or anything like that, those emotions then create a circumstance and situation that makes you no longer wanting to be responsible for yourself. I guess is the best way I can put it, because you just throw it away. I want to be this thing that I think I am, and the rest of the world be whatever. So that said, it's definitely a matter of when people can just chill out, take a moment to, try and find calm. Telling somebody to calm down doesn't necessarily work, especially if they're really angry. But trying to help them find that by saying, okay, I know you're pissed. I know you're angry. Let's just try and think this through. Let me understand what you're saying. Trying to calm them down without telling them to calm down. Because as soon as you can actually get them to kind of be a little calm about things, you can try and start trying to use logic to see where their point is. Maybe they're right and you're wrong, or that they're wrong and you're right, or there's a compromise in the middle, depending upon what the facts are. But as soon as you let your emotions go, that can happen, and then you're just yelling at people, causing arguments, fights, everything else in between, and it just gets out of hand. Oh, God, I got my lower back to pop. Thank God. Oh, finally. Ow. But that's where we have the problem that people don't understand how and why they seem to be controlled by something other than what they want to do. They find that either their emotions are running the game. When they finally get to that point, they recognize it. They realize their emotions are running the game, and they try to find a way to fix it or turn it around. That's the noblest of points that you could hope for. That's where people can finally just chill out and say, okay, I realize I'm being controlled by these. I don't want that anymore. I would rather be able to make a decision that I'm functionally active in, not reactive in. I've found that to be a real big deal. But the nice thing is that when you do have people around you that you can say, okay, we get what you're saying. When you're ready to talk about it, let's just deal with it. But for right now, we're going to let you just cool off and do your thing. And then they come back, and then, you need people in your life that kind of do that. Sometimes I'm not very good at that. I'm the type of person who wants to deal with something right now, so I already know that I have that working against me. So in my thoughts, I have to try and turn it around and go, look, this is what I'm trying to do. Because here's the problem. And then when I address people and do things like that, things tend to turn around pretty well. It's again, letting people's emotions take control of them, that's when the dumbest of stuff happens. Things that you just can't stand. So, it is what it is, though. Boy, it's kind of a bland thing. But again, it's 20 after midnight here where I am, so I've had 2 other viewers come and go. No big deal. I'm not expecting anybody on here to be late night, and I probably won't be on here for too long. Like last night was 4 hours. Tonight I'm thinking I might just do maybe an hour, maybe 2. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. But it just depends upon who may or may not jump on. And again, I'm just talking to talk, just to throw it out there. I know it's late night, and most people again are like, "Oh my God, there's no way I'd be up that late." Yeah, I know people have work and everything like that. But I think that at least trying to get out here and do something, even at this hour, is better than nothing. I would really like to, again, try and show people that I am coming back out here. Hopefully this next time I actually get out here, it should, tomorrow I'm hoping to be out here earlier in the day, and make it so that I can actually do something other than just talk, music, just BS. Again, it's a late night situation. I'm not expecting to do anything. It's not like I'm going to play video games or anything like that and just kind of whatever. I'm more or less just kind of getting used to doing this again. That's pretty much my ultimate situation. It's just trying to get used to doing this again. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to my stream situation where I was doing some coding stuff. Let's move this over here. Yeah, and that's the thing is that it's pretty... I try to do that for as many people as I possibly could before I tried. We had a lot of crazy situations that did happen, though. Things that I was just like, what the hell, what the hell's going on here? And I say crazy because it was just like, it was erratic. It was chaos. It wasn't anything that was, I'm not going to say well put together. It wasn't organized well. Just everything was all over the place. We were just so scattered, and it was a hard time trying to get some things done because of that. And especially since I was trying to, once I finally got some work going. I mean, I was thinking about possibly doing YouTube for business at the time, but I couldn't do it back then. Oh, yeah. I'd finally found the one thing I was looking for last night I was talking about. That was the adult section of the stream. So, yeah, I'm just curious to see as to how many people might just jump out here just for the fun of it. Again, we're almost at 20 minutes. Again, it just depends upon how far I want to take this. So let me flip the stream over, good lord, to me doing some of the stuff I was doing from last night. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that on. There we go. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll keep watching over on the other side. I'll watch the chat, but I will be kind of talking through what I'm doing. So let's minimize this. And I'm really glad that Mama got me the link for the beard oil stuff just yet today. Yes, Gemma? Why is this thing flickering like that? What's really weird is on the stream settings and the analytics, I have the one concurrent viewer, which is you, but I don't have anything else down below. It says 0 concurrent viewers on the analytics of the stream, which is weird. It's never accurate. It's never accurate. Okay, so I switched this thing over to the UI kit. I need to get rid of that. There we go. Oh, I understand. I get it. I do get it. Don't sweat it. So, I haven't switched the view yet for the price watch just yet. The reason being is that I've completely stripped out Bootstrap on the scripts, but now I have to rewrite all of the the stuff down below. That's the stuff that's in here. It's all this stuff. So I have to look at stuff regarding UI kit and get that lined up. So the grid is the biggest thing I got to do, and my screen's going to go bright white and dark and bright white occasionally because the way that the web pages are, some of them can just be like blinding white. But you know this. Main page, nav bar, sticky top. See, this is where again I gotta figure out all that stuff too. So under UI kit, what is the nav bar setting here? So I have to change this to UK nav bar. I know people can't probably see this too well for this. Let me take a look at this here. Is there a way that I can boost this up? Yeah, here we go. Alright. Give it just a second here and you might be able to see the actual text. I've increased the size of it. That doesn't work anymore. See how well this looks here on my thing. Yeah, it doesn't look all that good. It's alright. So now, let me look at my browser settings for centering. Okay, so it's saying that I can just put in the dash center here. Alright. Now, what I will do, to show how silly this has gotten, let's see here. Click, click. Oh boy, it's all over the place. Yeah, it's broken. Alrighty, then I've got to figure out how to do this. Nav bar nav, use parent. Alright. Let's just try the nav bar container one that they're talking about here. We'll just do a little bit of copy and paste. See if maybe this helps it. Wrong one. Keep closing that window. It's running in the background, but it doesn't switch out very easy here. Change wallpaper. There we go. This one. Move. Change. That one. Okay, so it put it up at the top, but it's the wrong color. Lovely. That's so much fun. Okay. So now I have to figure out the coloring situation that I got to do for this. So let's see here. Nav bar container. We will do this. I think this will work. We're also going to make it so that it's transparent. And that should hopefully make it so that it's a negative pressured image, as I like to call it. Yeah, there we go. Because I can put things up underneath it for wallpaper that'll actually slide up underneath the cryptocurrency price watch. So that title piece that's up top will actually allow me to put wallpaper up underneath it if I wanted to actually put a wallpaper for the background. That's why it's working the way that it does. Oh yeah, sarcasm is my middle name. And I need to kill that. There we go. Alright, so the main page one is here. The nav bar set up that one. This is title, which I don't think I have anything for that. No, I do. Here we go. Montserrat, center, color. So if the way that I have this set up here right now, if for some reason people can't do the coloring situation like I have, see, that's what's weird is that the title didn't want to do that. That's there, that's there. Huh. I wonder why I had to force that. That shouldn't have been that way. This part shouldn't be that way. A lot of this stuff shouldn't be this way because the H1 should be taking care of most of it. Because again, here it is the background color of the actual wording. So like if people can't get this to work, which is the actual fire-like look of the lettering as it's actually doing what it's doing, if people can't get that to work, it then downgrades and says that, okay, we'll at least make the letters white for you. And then it's a cover kind of graphic, so it covers everything as a whole. And then the background color is, or the normal color of the text is transparent, but if anything, it's white for a background color. So it's like there's a container image of your text. I know it's a weird way of saying it, but is what it is. About 80 pixels, line height's 0.75, and margin 10 pixels all the way around, for the most part on the top and the bottom, but nothing on the left and right. Yeah, so it's not too bad there. Nav bar is 100% width. Actually, I don't even need that because, well, that's being taken care of. That's being taken care of by UI kit. So I don't need to do this. And container fluid is garbage now, and I don't think I have to use row for this. So, yeah, and as I said, we're just kind of BSing just to kind of do this. Again, if anybody jumps in, that's cool. I've had 4 views, so people have come and gone. No big deal. Again, if it's not interesting to them, I'm certain, you know, they want to be entertained. I'm just doing some talk and music in case people just want to shoot the breeze, like the good old days. And again, I can talk about meditation and whatnot if anybody's interested in that, so... In fact, I need to check to see where my package is for my PC panel. I don't think it's hit the airport here yet. No, it's still out. Alrighty, we are doing good. Alright, so we have to change this up to allow the grid. The grid. Remember that from Tron Legacy. That was pretty good. Jeff Bridges talking on the music, or talking in the beginning of the movie. The grid, what is it? God, that was so good. It's funny to think that the original Flynn's arcade from the original Tron movie is now a restaurant in California. Crazy as that is, but it's true. Very much true. Okay, so we are going to do this. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of that. And then we are going to do this. I'm going to go UK grid. Nice thing is that I have parts of the... it's the auto-finishing, or auto-complete, I should say, for UI kit brought in here so I can see what I want to do. I think I want to do small for the grid, because that actually has to do with how the gap modifiers are set together, so that if you're wanting things like really far apart or not so far apart, you want like small kinds of gaps. Otherwise, I can set it so that instead of small, I think I could go none, because I think some of the elements I have automatically. Is it going to do it for me? Or let's see if I can do it here. No, it doesn't look like I can. Okay, that's fine. We'll just do small. That works. Then the container fluid is actually garbage now for the most part, because of the way that columns and widths work inside of this. So, yeah, this makes it really, really interesting. I'm going to use widths instead of column because of how I'm actually going to make it so that it'll already be like, the grid will already be set up, but the widths will dynamically allow me to do that thing where I was sliding stuff around before. Remember when I was showing you isotope? In fact, I still have it up here, I think. Yeah, I do. Hold on, it's on this other screen. That was when I was doing stuff that had to do with this here. Let's see if I can get this to show up out here. And I was getting it to do the sorting. Like, we'll go over the sort page here, where I can do it by the name, or the symbol, or the category, and have it actually move things around. So when I actually have these elements set up like this, I'm actually going to have them move, or if I wanted to have them filter in and out for certain things. The filtering is actually going to be used for positioning, which I think is actually going to be pretty cool, because I'll actually be able to make it so that if people want to change the layout, like these widgets I'm using here for this situation they're a pain in the ass, honestly. I'm going to say it that way. They are, because they only allow for about 8 to be used, to 8 to 10, and then they glitch out because the JavaScript can't keep up with it. But I got other widgets I can throw in with it, so I can make this kind of work a little bit better. So, but that's what we're doing for the most part here. For anybody who's viewing right now, hey, thanks for coming. I appreciate very much. I see there's 2 other concurrent viewers. Hey, thank you for coming. I appreciate you a lot. If you ever want to talk about anything, just something, I can talk about what I'm doing. But if not this, and you want to talk about meditation, or you got something on your brain you just want to shoot the breeze about, let's have a conversation. What the heck? And again, thanks for being here. Love having you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this container fluid, because that was part of Bootstrap, and I'm not using Bootstrap anymore. Again, as I said, I'm using UIKit. And this div readme here, this readme that I'm going to have here, this is going to be set up so that I can have a section in here. When I update this wallpaper on Wallpaper Engine, it's going to have the readme to say, hey, go watch this video here, or I've got it in a link so that you can catch it for YouTube. And then they can play it right there to see how this whole thing works, because of all the properties they're going to have the ability to mess with for whatever cryptocurrency they want to look at, and or if they wanted to have the way the layouts and sorting works. That's why I have the README section here. After that, this is all the actual widget code that's in here, and it's not a very big deal. I mean, anybody could do this. It's just I'm doing it because I thought it'd be kind of a nice thing to do, kind of showcasing something that it's very simple to do, but it's actually kind of cool to have, that people could have their wallpaper as their crypto portfolio watch. They could check certain things that they want, and if they want to change it, they can at any point in time. It's no big deal. So, yeah. Welcome everybody here. Yeah. I was going to say, if anybody wants to say hello in the chat. If not, and you just want to lurk, still glad to have you. No big deal. So, let's see here. Going back to this, I think I might leave the title here, just because of the way that this is for the actual nav bar at the top. And the README is empty, so it's not producing anything at all, and it's not actually got any sizing constraints, so I'm going to leave that alone. But I need to adjust how the row is worked out. So let's take a look at this again here. I know you guys can't see the stuff I'm looking at, but I'm trying not to bore you with a bunch of like changing of white screens. Oh god, I hate that. That gets really old really, really fast. So we're going to start getting rid of some of this, and for the class for this one, I'm going to go with UK width dash 1 dash 1. And what that does is that it makes it so that this item itself specifically is all one setting, all the way across, 100% width. For that, for everything that's inside of it. Now, the other one you saw that said child width, that means that all the other divs that are down below, the containers down below, those will all be whatever sizing I want it to be. But there's a lot of things in here that can't be that way. Like this was column 3. For Bootstrap, what that does is that makes it so that it's 1/4 of the width across, because there's 12 positions of columns in Bootstrap. Well, I don't necessarily need 12 columns, and it can be a real pain to try and keep track of some of it. Now, it does have some auto sizing features, but that gets to be a bit of a pain too. So, just getting this set up for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out, as I said, the row. This I want full width, one over. And this is grid small because, again, it's the major grid up top. This one, I can do another grid embedded in it. And I'm going to do small again because I don't want to have large gaps in some of these widgets. I'm having to maximize as much real estate on the screen as I possibly can. So this is just going to be the first initial setup. Then I have to do some other settings for screens that are smaller so that it'll automatically adjust, like instead of being 1080p screen like this one I have here. So this specific screen you're seeing over to my left, that is actually a 1080p screen. I need to make it so that it can adjust if it goes down to 720 so that there's not as much space. They can actually adjust. And some of the widgets may actually disappear because of that, and that'll be frustrating for people, but they have to understand there's only so much real estate on a screen. So, and I keep losing viewers here, saying I'm now down to 1. The top thing says it's got 1, but I was having up to 3 and then they left. So I'm just down to you again. Ha! Oh well. Alright, let's see what else we got here then. We'll just keep going. So with this one, I'm trying to think, I could probably do the width differently for these. I'm trying to figure out, so this is like 1/4 the size. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. So with the widths that UIKit has, they have 6 different widths for column size, or width size, I should say. And column size is the same thing. Where Bootstrap allows you 12 different column positions, UIKit only allows you 6. But most of your elements are like easily 1/6 the size of the screen in some cases, like if it was an RSS feed or something like that. It's going to be a minimum of a certain width. It really is. And that's why, again, doing this for sizing, I'm going to have to consider them. And again, some of these I may have to test out. Like, let's see if I can get this to work out here. Width, and we are going to go, boop, 1-2. So that's really not a 1/4, but see how well this works out here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one down here. Let's try and see if we can get these to work out and see if they'll bite. So I'll just put these in here. And we'll see if this works. Now, what I will do is I will refresh this. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to put it back in. Oh, look at that. Oh, I was wrong on that. Oh, God, I got the math wrong in my head. Let's try it as 1-6, because that's 1/6, otherwise I was doing 50%. Because 1 out of 2 is 50% of the whole thing. So let's do that. Remove, put it back in. There we go. It's a bit better, but it's still stacked, and I don't want it stacked. I'm trying to remember what I gotta do here. I will have to mess with this. See what we got here. So it's showing me that I could do this. They have some auto ones. Let me try with auto and see how well this works out, because I wanted to actually go up on the same situation here. I may have to, something I may have to do is I may have to cut off the other widgets temporarily. Let me see if I can do that. All right, so let's do that. So we're gonna temporarily remove these bottom ones here. See, there's other rows. That's why. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Cut. I think that might work. Let's see what this does here. Okay, yeah, because I have that grid small. Okay. So I'm going to do that. See how well this works here. Oof. That white background. And it's still not putting it all on the same row. Huh. I'm kind of curious as to why. Wonder if it has to do with the way that I have this stuff set up here. I'm wondering why this is actually showing white for the background here. Let's do this. HTML, comma. Now I'll change this. So we are going to remove the wallpaper. Put it back in. That's better. That's much better. Okay. Just coming back to check my stats here and see if anybody else has chatted. Okay, well, still just with one person. No big deal. And again, just kind of just shooting the breeze, just kind of relaxing for the evening, just kind of do some stuff. It's late, it's whatever. I'm sure people are probably sitting there looking for something that's absolutely funny. Oh my god! And it's, we're just shooting a breeze. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do here is I need to keep this color on hand because it's an important one. Let me do this. I need to keep this available. So this is commenting that out. I don't need BG secondary there anymore. And I'm going to steal this line and put it someplace else, just for the safety's sake. Because that color is actually a necessary thing I'm going to need for the future here. There we go. It's a bit better. We're going to be... This is one of the widgets I have here. This is the other widget that I have here. Cool. That'll work. This is for those. Let's try and do this. I am going to get rid of this real quick. And main page width is 100%, padding right is 17 box content. Pull right, display none. I don't know if I remember what that one was for or not. The title shouldn't be a problem here at all. In fact, actually, I'm going to go ahead and let's remove that and see what happens here. Worst case scenario, it just breaks. Worst case scenario, I made a faux pas, forgot something, and it breaks. Just put it back. All right, and then I'm going to store that line I need right here. That way I keep it. There we go. Okay, so now let's take a look at this. I've saved this, so I'm going to reset the wallpaper again. Changing it so I remove it. Put it back. Okay, the title, the nav bar still looks good. All right, I'll leave that alone. And the items went to the left, but they're not stacking as a row. That's a bit frustrating. Okay. Guess I gotta figure it out. It's been a while. Most of the stuff I was doing was through PHP. I didn't even have... for almost 8 months, I've been doing nothing but mostly stuff in the back end of a server rather than doing any of the UI. And I'm getting rusty on it because it's like I haven't had a chance to play with it to get it to work right. I'm hoping that this isn't having anything mess up the... I don't think it is. I'm really hoping I can figure out why this isn't setting up to where it's, you know, on the same row kind of thing. Let me see what this is on the web page itself. Because I have it for the wallpaper engine that you see here to the left, this stuff. But then there's also my actual browser that I can decode in and work with it that way. In fact, the actual ticker down at the bottom looks gorgeous with that black. I didn't realize how good that would be. Huh, I'll have to play with that a little bit later too, to see if I can get that to clean up. I got an idea for some of the other widgets to do different coloring for their backgrounds and whatnot. I'm also wanting to see if I can do it with these widgets as well, because if I can actually change them. What I mean by that is that there is an entirely different setup for how the view could be. Because like that one thing I was doing for our movie server, you remember me showing you that with the blue, with the purple and the background and all that other stuff? That's pretty much what I'm looking to possibly do that for these widgets, is to make them look like they're a type of frosted glass kind of color as well. And that would be really slick if I could get that to work out, because that'd be really cool. So, but I need to figure out why these won't stack properly. Whoops, not that. So I'm going to have to move my windows around here. Let me see if I can do this. I hate having to... I've got like 2 windows open and so many tabs, people will be panicked. Then again, I have plenty of RAM, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see what we got here. Alright, I'm going to take a look at this element here and see if I can figure this out. You guys can't see this, but I can. Let me move this up over here out of the way so I can see what you're typing. Oh, hell. Okay, the 1-6 isn't going to work, so I'm going to have to do 1-5 maybe? 1-5 is not good enough. Wow, I'm actually having to go 4 across with these at best. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a lovely pain in the butt. I just figured out the actual accurate width I have to have for these larger widgets. These big buggers here need a 1-4, which is 25% of the screen size for them to fit, but that's still not accurate to the size. I wish I could resize these better, but I can't. That's the real drawback to this. These widgets are very fixed. I can't control them. I can use them, but I can't control them. That's the only drawback to that, is that I do have that problem. I can't necessarily say I'm in control of them. Let's see what we got here. I've had 5 views, including yours. Doing pretty good here. Oh, man. Excuse me. Yeah, some of this could be a real pain in the butt. Real pain in the butt. Let's see if I can change this one back over here now, and we will go 1-4. See, they just don't stack. Or they're stacking, but they're not doing side by side. And most people say, oh, put float in there. And I'm like, no, don't put in float. Do not put in float. I don't like using float if I can help it, because it causes a lot of problems in the long run. You're not actually getting your items to work out properly. I'm wondering because if I don't have a column in there and it's actually freaking out. Let's see if I can do that. So it is loading UI kit main. Isotopes in there, jQuery's in there, UI kit CSS is in there. Alright, well, let's see what we can do here. Worst case scenario, I'm wrong, and oh well. Man, my back is hurting so much right now, too. It's alright, though. I'll make it through it. Determinate size. Okay. Okay, so I'm wondering how I'm going to have to do this. I may have to read more on the grid situation for how they do what they do. Let's look at the markup here. So they put in a blank div ahead of time? Okay, so let me try this too. I guess I could put it on... Nah, I really don't want to put it on a card. There's some things I'm trying to figure out here that would make things a little bit easier, maybe. Oh, I'll be alright. I'm not lifting anything. I'm sitting. I'm okay. I am definitely trying to figure this out here. It's been a while since I've been using Bootstrap a lot. Is the problem. I haven't been using UIKit as much as I'd like. Bootstrap, I can sit there and tell you all kinds of stuff. I hate having to center the elements though inside of a container because it's a real pain. They try to really force you in, and it's not very dynamic in some ways, in my opinion. It is dynamic, but some of it can be really a pain just to try and get it to work out right. So. Oh, fudge. With walnuts. Sounds delicious right now. Okay, UK grid column small. This one is first column. Oh, interesting. It's been a while since I messed with some of this. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go back over here to this, and we will go column small. So I've saved that. Now, let's come over this, go back to that. Nope, still won't do it. You bugger. I'll have to mess with it a bit later, I guess, because some of this I'm probably thinking I want to jump off of here. Again, I've done an hour stream. I'm at 53 minutes and change when I'm talking, which of course 30 seconds later you're going to hear. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. That way I can work and get some other stuff done. And yeah, I was out here for a bit. Offered it up. What the heck, you know? I'm not too worried about it. Worst case scenario is that people will come back and say, hey, we want to see you again. Okay. Yeah. I know. Fudge is actually... It can be very good. Brownies are especially good. I love brownies. Brownies are like one of my favorites. One of my favorites, absolutely. So, yeah, this is interesting here. Can't believe I can't get that to work right for what it is. Again, I got to figure out the rows and everything. All right, well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and end it right now. I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Just figured I'd come out here for an hour, see if anybody showed up. Looks like I had 4 other viewers. Grateful for them. You know, I'm not a person who's ungrateful for that. Always glad to have you. If you're here in the future and you want to check me out again, I'm trying to stream on a more constant basis. Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see some more content. Just to hang out and just be part of the group that we have here. You know, just trying to move things forward. Try and make ourselves better for ourselves, not anybody else. Be good for yourself. Be better for yourself. Don't be better for anybody else. That's unwise. So yeah, I know I'm making you hungry, Gemma. I gotta make something to eat anyway. But so it's been good out here. Just again,